Kia ora koutou katoa. I'm Yun Singho. I was here earlier, but today, right now, I'm putting a different hat on. So my other role within the school is Deputy Head of School Research. Today, on behalf of Giovanni, who's our head of school, he apologized for not being able to attend. He really wanted to be here, but he had conflicting commitments. So for the next 30 minutes, I will respond. If you address me as Giovanni, I will respond. At this particular point, I think part of the, first of all, I'd like to say thank you to the conference organizers. It's been an amazing conference so far. I think this AI initiative is a tremendous success, and I think this is something that nationally we should be doing to get the community together, engaging with researchers, scholars, and being able to build a collaborative community. So collaboration is ingrained within the school itself, and we're really excited about reaching out nationally to collaborate with people and to be able to collaborate internationally as well. We also think that with collaboration we come a long way and are able to actually better our AI technology, as well as being able to make or create technologies that's more well-suited for us in general. So it's about inclusivity and also engagement with society. So in today's talk, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually talk a little bit about what are the AI initiatives within the School of Computer Science. A little bit about our school. That's the Science Center. That's where computer science sits. And our school is founded in 1981. At the moment, we have more than 70 staff and more than 70 PhD students. Of the 70 staff that we have about 22 AI researchers, core AI researchers, and they're doing fundamental AI projects. Of the other staff, we have a lot of them who are actually using AI as well. So overall, within the school, there are a lot of initiatives that we're actually dealing with. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk a little bit about the centers that we have within the faculty and with the school. And I'll talk a little bit about the diverse types of AI projects that we have. We have two specific centers that's related to our school. The first one is a faculty research center, and this is called NAUI. And NAUI is led by Professor Michael Whitbrock and Professor Jill Doby. And NAUI stands for Natural Artificial Organization Intelligence Institute. And it's a transdisciplinary research center that encompasses biology, psychology, sociology, and business. And also, of course, underlying it using artificial intelligence and machine learning. Part of what NAUI does is it tries to do organizational intelligence. And why people might be thinking, why do I have a meerkat up there? And the reason behind, people who know NAUI will know that they have got this project that they're doing, which is kind of exciting, which they're actually monitoring meerkats at the Wellington Zoo. And they're trying to actually look at the behavior of meerkats and how they cooperate. And from that, actually train AI, and AI system to actually learn that as well, and actually translate that to how humans cooperate as well. So it is a lot about laying the groundwork for advancements of artificial intelligence, organization intelligence, and seeking harmony and innovation across all the spheres of intelligence itself. So if you're interested, there's a link there to the NAUI Institute. The next center, I've already talked a little about this. I'm not going to take up a lot of your more time here. Is the Center of Machine Learning for Social Good. And the mission here is to actually advance fundamental knowledge and create solutions for the most challenging and pressing issues of our time, including environment, society, health. As I pointed out, Daniel's now here. Daniel's at the back. He's also a co-director alongside with Joe. And I've actually put up the link to our website right there. And of course, we're always open to collaborations, and we're really, really excited for our new collaborators. Now, the next thing that I'm going to talk a little bit about is the different research group. I've picked there were so many to pick when I had to give this talk. So it was actually fairly hard for me to actually pick ones. So the ones that I'm presenting here are the ones that are interesting in terms of its diversity and what it brings to this particular Correro. So here what we're trying to do is, this particular lab is called Artificial Life and Minds Lab. And it is an interdisciplinary research group talking about computational models to study how biological minds are different from the artificial form. So this is led by Matthew, and the group members here are Chris from psychology, and Claire from maths, and Emily Park from psychology, philosophy as well. And what's interesting about this particular lab is the quest for foundational or solving or having an answer to foundational questions like, what is life? What is mind? How can we build an artificial system that has its own intrinsic goals or its own perceptual experience? So those are the questions that they ask in what we call A-life, artificial life field. And this is what this particular research group does. This is an example of a paper. I've picked the latest papers from these groups, and this is a paper that is called Playing and Being Played by the Drums. It is actually very interesting because this is a metaphor it's actually a metaphor to shape our understanding of living and cognitive systems. And it talks about how the metaphor compares the mind of computers or problem solving. And it uses drums because Matthew Egbert is a drummer. So he's very well versed in drummings, and he's actually used that link there. So it's an interesting read. The next thing is that in our school, we actually have different flagship projects that we've mounted. There are 5 flagship projects that we're currently championing. And one of these flagship projects that's led by Jill is called Ethical Computing. And this is a way to collaboratively identify and mitigate strategies for pressing ethical issues in technology development and use. So what it's trying to do is highlight societal concerns from a technical perspective and develop fundamental algorithms that enables computer to make morally sound and fair decisions. There are group members there, and there is a link from our school website to the Ethical Computing flagship project. They've got lots of projects that's ongoing. This is an example of one of them. It is interdisciplinary as well. This is a paper that's actually just recently published by them, and it talks about developing a fair AI-based healthcare framework with feedback loop. And this is with Vitya, Jill, Sharon, and David, and they're from Auckland and Otago. So now the other things that we have within the school, and I'm just taking sort of a turn here, is we have a group called Computer Education and Learning Technology Research Group. This particular group looks at computer science for education. And why I'm talking about this right now is in a couple of years, we have large language models, and this has translated how we're teaching. And this is an example of things that is not fundamentally AI, but it's AI adjacent. We're using AI and how we're using AI. We're trying to actually look at how students are using AI. This particular example here, or this particular paper here, it was just published recently, and it's called Prompt Problems, a new programming exercise for generative AI era. So what they're doing is they're trialing a situation where they're allowing students to actually use generative AI to actually create code and trying to actually get them to understand what is being created and given back to them. So that's an example of that, and which actually segues into my next initiative that our school has done recently. So last year, we put in a paperwork for the TrueQ app for a Master's of Artificial Intelligence. Around October, it was approved, and we have now our first cohort of master's students. Those that came in last year, I actually gave a short talk about our master's program that we would like to launch, and it's now launched. So this is our pathway for our Masters of Artificial Intelligence. We take in students from honors or BSc, and it depends on which pathway they come in. It's a little bit of a different, the length of the course or the course pathway is slightly different. So overall, I'm going to just quickly give you an overview of what we've done. So this, in the first semester of a normal master's student, or it's known as our postgrad certificate in artificial intelligence semester, we make them do, or well, no, we actually introduce 4 papers. We don't make them do it. This is a core course, so they have to do it, I guess. So each of this particular course, there's one course called AI Agency, Ethics, and Society. The second one is called AI Fundamentals. The third one is called AI Architecture and Design. And the last one is called Managing with AI. So we deliberately chose these 4 courses because of the coverage. So the first one, AI Agency, Ethics, and Society, I don't think anybody here would actually argue that this is not a good course, because everyone that actually does AI should actually have an understanding of this, and I'll talk a little bit about that later as well. The second is to give students AI fundamentals to allow students to actually examine core concepts and techniques of AI, including symbolic AI, machine learning, neural networks. What we've done this year is slightly different. Normally, we teach basics ground up, where we sort of tell them what is a decision tree, then we show them a case for it. We're doing it the other way around. We're coming in with like, here are the exciting applications out there. Let's dissect what is in a large language model, and we break it down that way. So we're doing a case-based type of paper. And the third one is AI Architecture and Design, and this equips students with the ability to actually build an end-to-end AI system pipeline. We have a lot of industry speakers in this one, and they teach them how to actually build out a cloud system for AI. And the last one is Managing with AI. This is very much a business-focused paper to actually allow them to actually understand if they had to manage an AI project, what would it look like? So after that, they get to their second semester, and they get, if they sort of decide they want to stop, they get a PG DIP AI, but they pick another 60 points from a range of papers. And if they came in with an honors or another master's, they will only need to do a master's in artificial intelligence, 120 points, or 1-year master's. I will point out here that there are 2 things that they're required, well, 2 pathways that they can actually do. One is a research project pathway, and the other one is an internship pathway for them to complete this particular master's. Now, or they could do, if they came out with a BSc, they can also, they do 180 points. Then there's an additional semester for that. Now, you can see here that there's a lot of engineering courses. This Masters of Artificial Intelligence is a named master's, and it is also a joint master's between science and engineering, which is fantastic because it allows us to actually give students more options in terms of what they're doing. So overall, this, just to give a brief outline for AI Agency, Ethics, and Society. At the end of the course, what would they have actually done? So they would have done a couple of things: analyze, evaluate ethical and philosophical issues related to AI in both written and oral formats, apply a range of ethical approaches to assessing and use AI in various contexts, and critically discuss tertiary or tiny principles and accountability in relation to AI, formulate and justify arguments on ethics at the core of the information-related controversies and discussion debates. Daniel Wilson is the course coordinator, and he's the course developer for this particular course, and it's been a really well-received course. Students last week told me it sounded like a podcast, so that's fantastic. So in 713, we do a bunch of things as well. We do symbolic AI, heuristic search, constraint science, everything that you typically have in fundamentals of AI, but from a very broad approach down to a very narrow approach. So we talk about self-driving cars, we talk about large language models, we talk about all the big AI applications out there, and then breaking it down to what the foundational fundamentals they actually have to know. And in 7113, it is similarly talking about model architectures. They're talking about how to make design choices. And one thing that I'll point out is when we develop 713 and 714, because they have to do it in the same semester, we talk to each other. All the theories that they learn in 713, they can apply in 714. So it's very much like a puzzle that we've actually put together. So those are 3 new courses that we've actually mounted from the School of Computer Science for this particular program this semester. So that is us, and I leave you with the lobby of where the Science Center is to just show you where we are at. As I pointed out earlier, we are really excited about this particular conference. It is a great initiative, and we're really excited to support it as a school. And I think this is a fantastic discussion. Well, thank you so much.